You're watching this week's show with Dan and Mike.
So, welcome to our SummerSlam This Week Show podcast.
Post SummerSlam.
Yep, I did it all in one day again, which was fun. I actually really like doing the 2 days. I say the 2 days like there's more. This was the first, second 2 day.
Well, from 2027, there will be more.
Yeah.
They've announced today that there's going to be 5 2-day PLEs.
Well, one will be Rumble so that they can split
Yep.
the male Rumble and the female Rumble across days.
I'd imagine so.
I imagine Money in the Bank because they could put a Money in the Bank on either day as well. But people are getting hungry for it. It did feel like WrestleMania with the entrances and all of that. It very much had a WrestleMania feel to it, and it was SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So
For me, though, I think it looked and felt better once it was getting dark outside.
but that's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, always like with festivals, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
100%.
like bands are always better when it's sort of after 8 o'clock and
I
it's
still
dark.
Still find it weird that one of the best curb stomps by Seth Rollins to Randy Orton and another WrestleMania was done in daylight because it's a weird vibe. But how are you meant to do what is 3.5 hours one day, 4 hours the next day? How are you meant to do that and not keep people there till midnight?
Yeah.
Got to go during the day. I'm going to make this one a quick one because we are getting ready for Bloodstock. You can see our pre-Bloodstock show coming out after this one because we're going to launch this one first. We're so excited for Bloodstock. We've got predictions for next year. We've got predictions for how well this is going to go. So make sure you check that out. I'm going to run through pretty much most of the matches apart from the 2 main events.
Okay.
Because we had Roman and Jay versus Bron Breaker and Bronson Reed. Roman and Jay won. It was a lovely win. One of my favourite moments from that match, and it's the only thing which I really need to say because it was a fairly standard tag team match, was Bron Breaker putting his straps back on so he could angrily take them back off. I love the humour there. Like, people think he takes himself so seriously because of the way he comes across on camera, but that just shows you what a funny guy he actually is.
There is an underlining story that I've noticed that went through SummerSlam.
What's that?
Footwear.
I mean,
But
Bronson Reed did steal Roman's shoes.
I know you haven't seen it, so this is probably a spoiler for you and the manager, but when you see Raw, it's hilarious what happens in Raw, and footwear continues, shall we say.
It was definitely in the second night because the Dom match had a bit of footwear.
Exactly, this is what I mean. There's foot... Yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing anyway. It was an Eddie Guerrero... We're skipping ahead. It was an Eddie Guerrero move to undo the boot.
Oh, yeah, that one was. Yeah. But, the Roman thing and then what happens in Raw...
Can't wait for it.
It's...
I'm a day behind.
I just had an extra long lunch break, so I was like, I'm watching Raw.
Like I say, I'm going to try and smash through this, so I don't mean to cut you off.
No, go for it.
Sibling energy. 2 different types of sisters, because we had Alexa and Charlotte doing older sister, younger sister. We talked about it before. Genuinely still so good, and getting the championship on them as well. Perfect move.
But now they have to stay together, and do they become friends?
Well, they did say they would come back to it if they won the championship, so we're going to find out soon. But I also like...
Sooner than you think. I like this. Normally it's you that's ahead on wrestling.
But I like Roxanne and Raquel's energy as well because they're doing a slightly different thing. And what's interesting is Raquel is now the leader of her and Roxanne, whereas she was second fiddle to Liv. So they're creating some interesting dynamics for Liv to return to and create storylines out of. So
Which is still going to be quite a while by all accounts.
I mean, she proper rogered her shoulder.
She needs some proper
That's
healing.
what a real injury looks like. More on that in a bit.
But do you not think that Alexa looks like she should be in with Roxanne?
Oh yeah,
like, her
she's
aesthetic
got
more,
Judgment Day vibes,
yeah.
100%.
And with the doll as well. It's like,
I think it's one of those where Aleister Black also has Judgment Day vibes.
Yes.
But he's against the next Judgment Day member. I think it's just wrestlers love to do the gothic thing.
well, it's like the Sick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who apparently they've got their own thing for Halloween at Disneyland.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
The WWE are taking over Disneyland or Disney World, one or the other, for Halloween nights, the Disney nights thing that they do.
Yeah.
And the Six have, have their own attraction there.
I mean, that I would love to go and see that myself. Stomping us through this one, just because we still have, another 3 matches before the main event. Sammy versus Karrion, that's just perfect because it's carrying on the whole storyline, which I think might transport both of them up to world title level if they keep going the way that they are.
Well, if Karrion stays, apparently the rumours are that he might not be staying with the WWE.
No, they're giving him far too much pay TV time and a match at SummerSlam. That boy's not going anywhere.
But he did lose to Sammy, and Sammy was given the metal rod and
threw it out.
Thought about it for a split second and threw it out because he's a gentleman and won a proper way.
That's still the storyline carrying on because Karrion still wants to break him down. So we'll see. I think that they've got big plans for Karrion because they wouldn't give him as much TV time as they do because TV time is literally finite. So if you see somebody talking on TV, they're not going anywhere for the moment unless it's somebody like R-Truth. And of course, we brought back R-Truth when we lost him. Or did we ever? Was it just something that they said?
But where was he this weekend?
I mean, there's no long-term storyline to fill up one of the grandest stages of all.
But it's not the grandest. I'd have thought he would have just made an appearance at some run in to save one of his buddies or something.
I would have just loved him crying in the crowd when Cena turned back to Super Cena. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Tiffy won against Jade. Fair enough.
It was on the cards, really, wasn't it?
I mean, Jade's going to be champion at some point. That is very clear. But it's a build. It's a chase the title before you get the title. So I'm happy that Jade didn't get it this time.
They'll probably drag those two on until, SummerSlam next year? Or maybe
Mania?
WrestleMania's first, isn't it?
But they do well together. Tiffy and her have got a complementary style of fighting. Then we had
could they team up, become a tag team?
No, because Jade's trying to do her solo run at the moment. She's come out of the tag team with Bianca Belair and Naomi, and they've all gone in their separate directions. It would be weird to get her back down on a tag team level at this point.
Okay.
She might do an occasional match like Cody did when he was chasing the Undisputed title a couple of years back, but it wouldn't be longer than 2 or 3 matches, and then they split the tag team back up. It's a time filler thing because he won the titles with Jay at one point. Did Cody?
Oh right. Okay.
And then they lost them pretty quickly because it wasn't meant to be a long-term thing. Just kill a month or so at a time to get you closer to the big event where you want to put a title on somebody. We had the one that we talked about lots, being Drew and Logan versus Jelly and Randy.
That was so good. Oh, my boy Jelly Roll.
And I watched it with a friend that didn't understand Jelly Roll's journey, so I explained that. He immediately loved why Jelly was there. But he also then started going, they've done a very clever thing with Jelly Roll, and that's the pace and the style of the match suited the fact that he's not like Logan where he can springboard off the top rope and stuff like that. And I love that because it made Jelly Roll look great. He had a great match.
Yeah, he had a great match, and the fact that the medics were carrying him off, and then he was like, "Oh no, they're kicking the hell out of Randy."
And he's going for a tag, and I'm not there.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh wow, screw it."
Yeah,
got back in the ring to help
bullshit.
Out. Yeah,
it was great bullshit. Absolutely love it, and it shows how much Jelly loves the business, knows the business, and can act like a wrestler. In that sense, it was a bit like when Gunther attacked Pat McAfee, and then they ended up in a match together. It's such a similar thing.
Well, he didn't. He attacked Michael first, didn't he?
Yeah, he attacked.
And then
Pat McAfee stood in to defend him.
Yeah.
And so it's that whole thing. We love a bit of chivalry in a wrestling, but I think it made sense whether either team won.
I did like the Logan doing almost like a Stone Cold with Prime up on the top, smash the Prime everywhere. He's just nonchalantly drinking it first, and then dive straight off into jail.
It was just a good spot. It was a good spot.
But the thing is, though, Logan had a camera on him.
He does tend to most of the time when he's doing stuff like that.
Yeah, because I've seen it on his stream. I don't know if he was doing it live or something.
Yeah, either has a camera on him or he has his own personal drone that follows him around.
I've seen the drone that he's had, but that was the shot from. It's probably on his torso somewhere, isn't it? Woven in or something. That shot of him flying down, it's just like, you are really high up when you stood on top of the top.
It is scary high.
Yeah.
Like, even just looking over from the normal ring, you realise what a bump it is just to be thrown out the ring. But the jump from the turnbuckle onto the announce table, because it's not a set distance.
The stage is like the ring is about 4 or 5 foot up, and then you've got 1, 2, 3 ropes, and then you've got the turnbuckle thing on top, and that's got an LED screen that comes down on it, and he stood on top of that, drinking Prime, and then smashes it, jumps off, and when you see the body cam footage,
I will be finding that when this is done.
Oh wow!
But
I was going to say, but this is a spoiler for the later on in this podcast. But when Fatu jumped off even higher, that was like, oh my god!
I did wonder how they were going to make that into something, but it was the look up that he did. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Spoilers.
Because we have to talk about the fact I was right. I called it from the moment that the injury happened, that Seth was going to cash in, using his injury to as a ruse.
It did become, very predictable, unfortunately.
But what was lovely is that clearly that title, whether it was a 5-minute reign or whether it was a long reign, for CM Punk to get gold for the first time in something like 2,500 days. Thank you, Chris. Love the fact that he puts up loads of facts. But that genuinely meant a lot to him. And I know that even in podcasts, they talk about how much they hate each other and they despise each other. Seth and Punk working together is just a show no matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
the unfortunate thing with Gunther is, though, that I don't know if you saw it, but he went through the desk, and then for some reason they broadcast him scurrying underneath it, and you could actually see him wiping the blood capsules across his face. I was like,
sometimes the BDJing goes wrong, and I would rather, and I mean this because I watched the Attitude Era, I would rather somebody be caught blood capsuling than being opened up the hard way.
Oh, for sure.
Because you look at like Devon's forehead, he's been opened up a lot of times in ECW and other companies the hard way. And I'm going to say it on camera, I don't like that. I would rather watch wrestling.
Like the blood. No, if you want blood, go and watch UFC. It's owned by the same company.
Or AEW. AEW does a lot of that stuff. I like the fact that the WWE is everything but that aggressive injury, bloodletting. It doesn't suit my vibe. I grew out of the Attitude Era. I became an adult. And I genuinely don't like watching people hurt themselves for my entertainment in that sort of sense.
Not that where it causes blood. Like you can see like whip marks and bruising on people.
Fine.
That's part and parcel of the job. But like most other sports, if blood happens, you get sent off to get looked after.
Yeah.
Whereas in the ring, it's like, oh, blood, get back in. But I did notice that when Gunther jumped off as well, the referee pulled his rubber gloves out. It was like, he knows what's going on as well. It's like, he didn't have black gloves on.
No.
And then all of a sudden,
got to get that done.
So yeah.
But I thought it was incredibly well booked. There's a hell of a feud continuing, because it's not like Seth and CM haven't had a feud already in the last year.
First, did he see Raw?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. And so I think that was really, really well booked. I love the fact that Punk's had gold taken away. He gets to be angry as hell. Just good booking, to be honest. Really good booking.
I thought the Punk and Gunther was very slow. Lots of slapping.
They're the same style. They're very grapply.
Yeah, grapples and wear each other down, knacker each other out.
Yeah, that is also a lot of the main event scene, though, is slow and grapply.
But that's also why Seth could cash in, because he knew that Punk would be very worn out and knackered, and it was the fact that Punk was still on his knees in the ring with the cradling it,
crying, real tears.
And he wasn't just kind of getting up and starting to thank the crowd or whatever. He came in right at the right time.
It was really, really well done, and I love the fact that they even turned back and made it seem like he was just joking, and then dropped Those then undid
It's
the
like
leg.
the manager said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was the Willy Wonka thing.
Yeah, from the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yep.
He could have pulled. It's a shame that they didn't do that because Willy Wonka for Seth Rollins is actually a very good character comparison. But going on to the next
He had
night,
the leg brace on, so it wouldn't have quite worked.
shame. Next night, Naomi, Rhea, Io. What an absolute show!
It was, yeah.
Like, they're so good.
It was the most entertaining match of the entire weekend, I think, was that one, because it was a continuation from Evolution with Rhea and Io.
Yep.
And then obviously, they kind of teamed up-ish in the ring so they could lay into Naomi, which was fair enough, because Naomi stole the belt off, one or the other of them. It was going to happen after one of the most epic fights
Exactly.
Evolution.
But they also did an absolute treat for Naomi because it's left her. They all look strong, but Naomi's still champion looking strong, which is where she needs to be as a champion.
And the good, I kind of, as soon as they did the intro, the walk-in for the game and the fight, and Naomi was joined by a guitarist, and they turn around and go, "Oh, this is Naomi's dad on guitar." It's like, she's winning. There's no way she's going to lose in front of her pops, who's on, walking down playing guitar. And apparently he's a, touring guitarist.
Oh yeah.
And
Though the thing I thought about that entrance is people that don't play guitar don't know how to air guitar. That's all I'm going to say. As a metalhead, it is hilarious watching people
strumming with this hand, and then this hand goes up and down. Oh, am I strumming with it?
I love it.
Am I skiing?
To be honest, any celebration given to guitar music, I'm happy with, but it does make me giggle.
Pretty much all of it is very metal nowadays. The walk-ins and stuff.
Well, especially with we haven't got there yet, but some of these music change as well. Just going to say the Tagman 6-man TLC, we can't do it justice talking about it because with big spots like a 6-man TLC, you just have to watch the spots and enjoy the match. Like, it was huge, it was silly, it was filled with everybody doing good spots. You don't need much more than that from a TLC match these days.
No, as long as you get some good crack sounds from chairs, tables get smashed in half, and
or from Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
Going through a ladder by herself. What a champion that was.
It was insane.
Yeah.
It was so insane that you couldn't. The broadcast was only from sort of wide angles
for the most part, yeah.
Because the cameramen were like fearing for their lives. It's like, no, go to the wide angle. I'm out of here. I'm not having a ladder. Like, there was at one stage, wasn't there like 6 ladders out and
pretty much
tables on top of tables and numerous chairs.
Who went through the double tables out of everybody there?
It was
DIY.
No, I thought it was
Fraxium?
Fax, that's it.
One of the two. Definitely wasn't the winners. And I like it because if they had taken the titles off the Wyatts too early, then it would have made the Wyatts look bad. They kept the titles on there and it was a believable win. So, then on.
But all of the Wyatts ended up in the ring at one stage.
Yeah.
Even the lady from the ring. The witch.
Talking about ladies, though, we have to talk about the Becky-Lara match. Because one, Becky's changed her entrance music for something heavier now.
Yes.
Which is really cool. I thought both of them looked great in the match. I thought they did really, really well at creating some interesting spots. Obviously, Bayley came out and interfered as well because it was no DQ match.
Yeah.
Had that sort of, I'm not sure if I'm going to attack Lyra thing. And then they kept the title on Becky because it makes more sense at this point. Lyra held it for a hell of a long time as the inaugural champion, so why not keep it on Becky? I'd like to see Becky work with Bayley again because I think they really raise each other up promo styles.
So there's a lot of better in that house now then.
Yeah.
Like silver, gold.
Oh yeah, no.
2 belts in one weekend.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of clinking if you know what I mean. So that's all we have to say about that. It was a fantastic match, wrestled really well, loved the interference. Again, we don't have a huge amount about the next 2 matches because we kind of covered it already. Solo versus Jacob. It was
a quick match as well.
Yeah, I saw Solo sneaking a win.
It was, I just don't like Solo.
Yeah, no, but you're not meant to. You're meant to hate him.
But I just don't vibe with the way handles himself and presents himself.
You're not meant to. Like, he's
not for me.
He's a stereotypical hate him heel.
Whereas Jacob,
Jacob's absolutely wonderful because on Unreal, which we've both watched, I love it when he sat next to Punk and Punk goes, "I love you, Jacob," and then Jacob, "I love you, Punk. Can I have a photo with you later?" Off stage, he is genuinely, at least it's the way it comes across, lovely, kind, supportive of everybody around him. And then he can act like a complete and utter psychopath.
Yeah, it was the fact that it was a caged fight.
Yeah.
That he climbed up the cage and then tall guy Takaro, whatever he's called, handcuffed him to the cage, and he just went and snapped the chain.
It was brilliant because then grabbing Solo just before he left.
Yeah, and then he got up on top of...
That was post-match with JC and it was Tyler in there as well, I think.
Jump from, that's got to be
moonsault
another...
off of that height. Like, you've got to have something wrong with your brain to do it from that height.
And he's a big fella as well to moonsault. I thought, the momentum would have just taken him straight through the ring.
The only other person I think moonsaulting that is more terrifying when it comes to size at the moment is actually JC Mateo, one of the ones in the ring with him.
Yeah.
The really short, stocky guy. Like that, it's funny watching people try and pin him because he has the type of body where all he'd have to do is just go, "No, you don't pull my leg up." And you wouldn't be able to because he's just a unit. But he can also do a standing moonsault.
Yeah.
Put him on top of a turnbuckle, that becomes mildly terrifying. Put him on top of a cage, it becomes absolutely horrifying. And I can't wait to see him do it because this is Solo paved the way for Jacob and Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. They've all got screen time, they're all working on themselves. We've now got JC Mateo and Tala Tonga as well. And I can see Tala, the tall one, getting into that sort of Braun Strowman big guy role of going around and just being a bit of a smash everything to pieces when he breaks out on his own. Because like Jacob has, he didn't need to stay Bloodline. He didn't need to stay as a solo force. Works on both 2 counts there, solo force. Thank you. They depending on how well they do in that Bloodline or I want to say, MFTs, it's my family tree. Wrong, it's Mother Flickin' Tongas. That's what I think it stands for.
I like that. Yeah.
So much fun.
Mother Flickin' Tongas, yes.
I could talk about them for ages, but we've still got 2 matches to go through, and there's a bit to talk about in the last match. Dom versus AJ was everything I expected it to be. Good fun, and...
Again, back to the foot thing.
Yeah. Eddie Guerrero tactics of being able to get out of the boot and stuff like that.
But AJ had his leggings.
Yeah. As Eddie Guerrero's.
Yeah.
And I love this because...
Rub his salt in.
20 years since the custody of Dom match.
Yes.
So, again, there was just synergy. And that AJ probably was, very honoured to be asked to wear the Eddie Guerreros because Dom... literally talks about that custody match as when he started wrestling.
Well, that's it. You haven't seen Raw.
Yeah. Well,
there's a bit in Raw where he says basically that mentions that he's been in WWE for 20 years. And stuff like.
On a podcast, he did try and claim that he's the longest standing performer because he did shake the ladder at in the custody match. So he's
you have seen Raw.
Or I literally watch so many podcasts that I already know half their promos because they talk about it in that.
Yeah.
But we need to talk about the undisputed championship street fight between Cena and Cody.
They went for it, didn't they? It was a full love fest as well.
It was called a passing of the torch style where you do the handshake at the end. But Cena taking that suplex onto that fencing thing, Cena actually believably being Super Cena again.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. The charm, the interaction with the crowd, the big smiles. I didn't realise how much I missed Cena acting like that.
I think he missed it too.
Well, it's his farewell tour. Yes, it's great to come out and be a heel when you've not been one for 22 years, but you do want your flowers. You want to come out and you want to enjoy being able to say goodbye to people playing the character that you were for 22 years.
Well, that's it. Now he's got, 3 months left and he can be who he used to be and who the fans wanted him to be.
Exactly.
The fans obviously hated him being a heel from all the chants and stuff.
But what I like is they also didn't turn Cody heel to turn Cena face.
No.
Cody's managed to stay...
around,
because he's going to be, in my opinion, the next Make-A-Wish guy, the one that's the...
Oh, I think he already is, isn't he?
baby face of the company, represent the company.
Well,
now, carry on.
with Cody, just before
What we're about to talk about, yes?
SummerSlam, he did Hot Ones.
Yes.
And that was cool.
I think he's even done like snack versus snack on Lad Bible between America and the UK.
Yeah.
So
I think he's the only wrestler, he said, that's still on roster and wrestling on prime time that has done Hot Wings. All the other wrestlers have all been like Mick Foley and Austin and all the,
he's the active one.
Yeah, he's the only active one, and he nailed it. So kudos to Cody on
Stomach
Hot
of
Ones.
Steel as much as everything else.
I'd hate to wrestle against him that night though. Doesn't matter how hard your guts are, you're compounding hot sauce on top of hot sauce on top of hot sauce, and then you extra dabs and all that kind of stuff. It's like
suplex with a bit of spray.
Well, that's going back to Unreal, isn't it? Charlotte, have you ever shit yourself?
The thing I loved about Unreal, by the way, is the behind the scenes is seeing these aggressively sort of disliked characters in the ring and how genuinely lovely, no ego.
Yeah.
Just that conversation between Punk and Flair really showed that they are not the characters they portray, and they're not what a lot of fandom thinks.
It's like Charlotte was like, I can't tell you that. Well,
I
okay,
peed
peed a little, but
yeah. Now, talking about us not knowing things, and this is all I'm going to say because we don't do outside of ring controversy, is there is an element of the street fight that we need to talk about, and that is what happened afterwards when Cena was receiving his cheers.
Well, yeah, because Cody had won, he'd done his
potted off,
showing the belt, and he'd got
cried on Cena as well.
Yeah,
big
and
hug.
they shook hands, and it was a bromance at the end, and then
perfect.
He wandered off, knowing that it was Cena's last ever SummerSlam. So Cena was, waving at the crowd, posing, and just generally getting love off the crowd because he's, he's the GOAT, as they say, and this is the last time he'll be doing a PLE like this big in a stadium. So fair play to Cody to, I've won the belt, but I'm going to be wrestling tomorrow night or next week and stuff.
He got his moment at WrestleMania 40 when he won it for the first time, and everybody came down to the ring for him.
Cody gave Cena, the you're here to say goodbye.
And you're Super Cena again. You're good Cena.
Yeah, you can see me now.
Yeah. Now, on what happened and who came out next, I am not a legal team that works for TKO, which is the ones that authorise TV appearances. They're the head company. They're the ones that are in charge of the share price. I am going to go with the standard thing, that is the way that law works in America and the UK, is you are innocent until you're proven guilty. Proven guilty. Not the court of public opinion, not rumours online. And I do think that maybe TKO's lawyers have gone over everything that's controversial with
a
it.
fine-tooth comb.
So I'm just going to talk about storyline. I'm not going to give an opinion on whether Brock's done anything on what.
We should mention that, whilst John was saying goodbye to the crowd,
his biggest rival in many ways came back out because Cena versus Brock over years has been an absolute show to watch. The only person that gave Brock as good a match as Cena did was Roman Reigns.
Oh, it's the way everyone sort of like, the lights went up, the screens went on, and it said his name and whatnot, and the crowd there was silence for a split second. What
is this actually happening?
What? And then everyone's just chanting, "Holy poop!" Oh, the American version, because we're quaint.
Yeah. And if we're talking just storyline only, then I love it. There is nothing that's older than Brock, because Brock was big when Roman was coming up. So Brock was already a world champion by that point. He is one of the only people that can do a believable, steeped in history feud with John Cena. That's not them creating something new. Is we never finish this. Let's finish this before you retire.
And also, there's not like the next 3 months that neither of them are going to go for a belt if they're going against each other. It is
Exactly.
literally
Feud.
It's a personal feud. It's
I love
not
it.
I need to beat you to get this.
And
that's happened with Cody.
Whoever wins this before you retire wins the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And that's a good way to finish a career like Cena's.
And do you think Brock will then stay on, or is he just contracted, you reckon?
I reckon
for 3
Brock,
months or
Brock
a
will
couple
do
months?
whatever the hell Brock wants to do when it comes to turning up on TV, because that's always been Brock.
True.
Like, he's the guy that, in the height of Vince being in charge of everything, didn't like what Vince had booked and yeeted that title at him. Like, Brock does what Brock wants to do. And that's one of the reasons that Paul Heyman loved working with him, is because, I mean, what's anybody going to do? Brock, I disagree with you. Okay, you're just going to bend me into a pretzel and then throw me across the ring.
Is that why they've got
you know?
Talatonga now, because he's so tall?
Yeah, but Tala would still look small compared to Brock, because Brock is just big in every way.
But does Brock need to fight anyone besides Cena? Is it he just comes back for...
And is that his...
For hype for Cena's retirement? And
The only thing that they could do on Brock's retirement run, if it's not finishing with Cena, is one of the best feuds that Brock ever had that wasn't Cena, as I said before, is Roman Reigns. So they could have one final feud between the Beast and the Tribal Chief, but they could also wrap things up in a neat bow with Cena. So I don't know if Brock's going to stay, because like I say, Brock pretty much does what he wants to do. Like he says in every podcast, I hate people. I'd rather just be on my farm, looking after my animals.
well, they're not doing interviews now. That's been stopped. No one is doing post-show interviews anymore.
I mean, it wasn't the most common, and Cena was the one that tended to do it the most, but I think it's possibly because Cody, Jay, getting drunk between the end of the match and going out on the press conference and not being able to actually answer questions.
It's very much an American football thing.
Yeah, too lubricated.
Not the drinking, the post-match analysis with the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, we do it a bit in the UK. We have that football thing where they talk to the manager and the captain and maybe the top
in the
goal.
tunnel, yeah, that's more of a passing kind of thing. But whereas in NFL, they will sit down at a table and go, "Oh, why did in the third quarter and you were 3 and whatever? It's like, why did you do that instead of that when he was wide open?" It's just like,
yeah, I think it's enough for Triple H to do a press conference. To be honest, like that satisfies me enough. For the most part, like I don't need anything more than that. Is Triple H telling you what he's happy with, what went well. Like, he's still such a good voice of the company.
Well, plus, I guess nowadays as well, you don't need a press conference when everyone's on social media. It's like,
yeah, you like I literally had to remove the apps from my phone to make sure I didn't spoil anything.
Well, look at what's her name, Becky Lynch.
Yeah,
she was like, "Oh, did my tweets or did my social media cause misdirection? I'm so sorry." Like, very sarcastically. It's just like,
they know what they're doing.
There's a
now.
better way of it feeds into the story better.
Yeah.
Instead of having journalists fire questions at you, you can control the narrative by telling people what to post out on their socials.
It's a bit like we don't get interviews in off season for albums. If you're not in an album tour and you're not talking about the album, don't put yourself at risk for somebody in an interview trying to create their controversial moment. Not us, we've never done anything controversial. But there are people out there that will use bands, wrestlers, other famous people, try and get them, and even really popular interviewers, don't forget.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. walked out of that interview because it was a film interview, and for some reason, his dad was brought up, and I fully respected him for walking out the interview.
Christian Guru Murphy.
That's the one, because it was a promo tour interview. You don't slap him because you think you're this controversial, interesting interviewer. You don't blindside a man, whether he's famous or not, by bringing up the worst trauma of his life. Bad idea, Christian. That's why you're probably not getting paid as much as you used to. But that's SummerSlam. We have Clash in Paris next. I need to catch up on Raw.
I need a break from wrestling because I did SmackDown.
This is why I don't do Raw the very next day after I've done a big 7-hour watch.
I only did Raw because I had an extended lunch break today, and I thought I'd be fully clued up with everything, and now I know what's going on and you don't, and it's just like it's a good position to be in.
Never happening.
Well, I might do, because if I might watch Raw on my lunch breaks.
But I think also because we both did 5 hours of WWE Unreal over the last week as well, that's definitely topped up the amount of wrestling that I watch.
Yeah, I'm ready to have a break from WWE and go all about the metals at Bloodstock.
Well, the problem is I was watching Taskmaster the other day, and I expected Greg to just suplex Alex through the floor because I've been watching so much WWE.
Well, halfway through, someone's building something to get an egg to roll into a paddling pool or something, and all of a sudden some intro music starts up.
Theme music drops. That's when you know that you're watching too much wrestling, is if you start seeing wrestling stuff in other lives. So,
There'll be Ed Gamble's doing something, and all of a sudden James A. Cassidy comes on and goes, Uzo!
It'd be amazing.
Hey, Caster!
I really think that somebody should do some reels online about treating real life like it's wrestling. So have you seen the reels where they go, remember your training? And it's like in a mugging, and the guy remembers doing the pull down of triceps. So he's there just trying to pull the bag, but he's actually doing a set of exercises.
Yes, yeah,
fantastic. Anyway, we're going off topic now.
But like, follow, subscribe, follow us on socials.
Do all the things.
We have a big weekend at Bloodstock coming up.
And you can catch our radio show in the link below.
Please do.
Plus one channel for full interviews in the link below. But as he says, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We will probably still do Clash at Paris, a bit of a sum up about that, and it will probably be a bit shorter looking at the time because 2 nights is a lot of time to cover. Anyway.
We got there.
Stay tuned, our Bloodstock hype is coming out only about a day or so after this one, so make sure you like and subscribe.